Welcome back to Master of Command, everyone. Last time we left off preparing to fight an encampment army here. Defensive army, that could be difficult. We have not fully replenished yet. Most notably, Kirasia. That could be a bit of a problem for us. However, we have a bigger problem. The headquarters is chasing us from the south. We are nearly out of provisions. After fighting this battle, we likely will be out of reservists, unless, of course, we get reservists from the battle. In which case, we will also likely be out of ammo from the battle. Now, they have enough recruits. It may be possible to give them the cold steel with an oblique order movement and roll their flank without expending too much ammo. This may be difficult. However, it is a possible strategy. We got to do something here because our resources are dwindling. The hilarious thing is, Friedrich dealt with some similar situations, I believe. He had some very rough campaigning seasons, shall we say. All right. So, they do have 3 artillery units. They've got Tartar Cavalry, Chevaulegers, Kreis Musketeers, Saxon Rockau Fusiliers, veteran musketeers of the Saxon variety, more Saxon musketeers, and then recruits. Let's see how this goes. Could be a tough fight. Really would prefer if it's not that much of a tough fight, because if we can limit ammo expenditure and reservists, we could get food or something. I'd really like to take down the other encampment army and the headquarters as well. I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that, however, because the current situation notwithstanding. Okay, a new map, actually, where there's a long, large road through the center of the map with several structures and buildings and settlements there. Okay, let's see. Alright, the Rockau Fusiliers are on this flank here. And most of their units may not be the greatest in melee. Not that ours necessarily are either. The biggest danger, however, is their artillery, with which is vast. And this artillery here in particular has 25-second reload. I know it's only 3-pounders, but that could be devastating. 4th Brigade here has good gunner's implements, regimental staff marksmen. They have got 70 accuracy. That could be bad. 68 accuracy, though, and 25-second reload. That's dangerous. Their cavalry is... This cavalry is okay. The Chevaulegers, they're alright. But these Tatars, 75 charge with 37 melee. That's extremely dangerous. Now, being a defensive army, they are likely to try to take up positions here. Town, hill, this other town. Sit there and pulverize us with the artillery. So, what do? The plan. March up, roll their flank, and just sweep them off the map. Okay. Let's do the cavalry. On the side, we plan to not do the oblique order. Set up our infantry just here for a moment so that we can figure a few things out here. Alright. Artillery will move up here. I'm not sure how much of a part to play the artillery will have in this one. This is one reason horse artillery will be good. They'll be able to keep up with the army when we do oblique orders and assaults and things. Okay, so we are going to have the recruits. Now, I know they don't have a lot of great morale. They've got some weaknesses and such. But we're going to have them hold up this right side of the line. Our oblique order is going to rely on our more elite infantry to push the line and win the day. So, we'll see how it goes. This could be somewhat difficult. Set them a little further apart so they can form a battle line that makes a little bit of sense. And that way they can rush up and column, because we have to use speed to our effectiveness. The best way I've found to deal with these defensive armies so far is to just ram down their gullet. Just attack them with everything you have before they get to take up the positions that they want. If you allow them to take those positions, You're in big trouble. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Let me set them up in column, shall we? That'd be great, thanks. Excellent. Alright, I think this is the... Well, we may not have much room to maneuver with the cavalry over here. But I do want something to be able to help and protect the recruits. I don't want them to get massacred. Alright. Artillery. Just going to move them up here. Perhaps this will work. I think we need the general over here, I think. Cavalry over here is good. Recruits. Recruits need to move up and take position. Let's see. Let me spread them out a little more evenly here. So I don't have to go at all these crazy angles or anything. Alright. And these guys will just go straight for their left flank. Alright. It's daring. It's a plan. It may or may not work. We will have to find out. Hopefully we will get position that we like before they do. This could be rough. We really need the cavalry to deal with theirs. The cavalry situation could be a problem. The grenadiers are getting out ahead. It's not too big of a deal, though. We can bum rush these recruits. We're going to keep moving up and just pressure this flank. Alright, excellent. I'm going to start forming lines here now. Those Rockhow Fusiliers could be a big problem. They are going to have some cover against us, which is not great. Did I not take the bayonets off of the recruits? Okay, that's not great. Alright. Alright, grenadiers, come on, take them out. Getting shot in the flank is not ideal. Somewhat what we'd call suboptimal. Alright, moving up. Recruits are taking some damage. Alright, switch over, begin to attack them. Excellent, excellent. The cavalry will be aiding with the Rockhow Fusiliers. You see, now their position is kind of in tatters. They really don't know what to do because they're being rushed. They're maneuvering their troops around to this other flank here where they're being rushed. They're not appreciating that very much at all. Hopefully that will continue. We can move them up here. That'll be good. And just keep moving these guys up the flank to move in and around the enemy. What's interesting is it seems like sometimes the defensive army, their infantry, won't return fire for some reason. I'm not certain why that is. Alright, their bracing is going to be gone. We're just going to charge them with the cavalry. Grenadiers are hurt, unfortunately. How are we doing against the Rockhow troops? How's our cavalry doing? We're doing well. Alright, that's good. This is really, really good. Excellent. I'm so pleased with this, but we have to really be cautious of where their cavalry is, what their cavalry's doing. Excellent. We totally broke and shattered them. That's great. Rolling up their flank. Recruits aren't doing too bad. These recruits here in the center are hurt, though. They're struggling somewhat. Yikes. Okay, they're in retreat. These recruits came back. That's not great. They kind of ambushed the grenadiers. That's pretty rough. Yikes. Angle this army, this regiment forward some. Excellent volley. Look at that. That was devastating. That was devastating to the Christ Musketeers. I'm going to give them the cold steel now. Got them right where we want them. It's excellent. Adjust the position of our army here. Alright, the recruits did run off there. That's kind of suboptimal. Excellent. Made contact before they fired or something. Excellent. Alright, bring the Fusiliers back over here. Alright, cavalry. You ready to do your thing? The recruits have already returned, likely because of the general and his presence. That is good news. Those troops are trying to shoot our general, which is not great. Position the infantry, the recruits here on this flank, and move them up here while the cavalry advances behind. This is a daring plan. We still have to see what their cavalry are going to do. The Saxon recruits are still going at us. They've returned, man. That's crazy. Okay, their cavalry is on the move, and they're preparing to attack us. Alright, we're going to join the battle with all of our cavalry. Take out the Chevalier. Alright, yikes. Cuirassiers are hurt very badly. They have 255 left. That is not good. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Their cavalry is preparing to attack our line over here. Preparing to charge the recruits. That is really bad. Time to move up with our men here. Alright. Ooh, wow, they broke already. That's not good. They're just trying to sweep on down the line. Yikes. Excellent. We broke them. Excellent. Come on, boys. Take them out. Give them the cold steel. Those recruits, though, man, did they shatter? They shattered. Yikes, that's not great. Excellent. We're taking them out. Awesome. Doing well so far. We have nearly won this thing. Excellent. Those Saxon recruits are nearly done for. That should be the battle. Awesome. All right. That didn't go too badly, actually. That could have turned into a really big problem. I'm thankful we routed their cavalry when we did. That was a tough fight. The oblique order worked brilliantly. Excellent monies. 2770. Okay, well, we do have a problem, though. We really need provisions, like desperately. All right, 283 for them, 229, 166, 127, 158, 321, 337. Artillery got 297, 189. Okay. 2770. Okay. Well, that's going to drain this, but I'm not going to do reservists this time. I am going to do the exchange. Get some veterancy, get provisions. I don't usually do that, but we're in a bad spot. I'm going to do that, and what I'm going to do, we have 2 recruit units that are in reserve. We're going to take their reservists and ammo. Let's see what doctrine we got. Wow, all of these are really good for us right now. All of them are very, very good for us. Cadence marching, human wave attacks, and night marches. Very, very good. However, replenishment speed, we already have a reduction to it, and this would make it a little bit worse right now. And not only that, we need the move speed so we don't run out of provisions on the way there. Not to mention, night marches comes in handy for several events. So we're going to do night marches. I think that's a great idea. Fits the Prussian army as well. The good news is, our recruits that were shattered did not lose enough men to get totally decimated. So let's go ahead and remove ammo from these guys and reservists from these guys. Excellent. All right. Replenish the cavalry first. And these recruits. The line. Okay, that's enough to replenish everybody. And enough to replenish all the ammo for now as well. That's good news. Okay, cavalry. Let's see. Give you that. I don't know if that's doing much. We didn't really use that last time, did we? Okay. That removes some accuracy. What's there actually? 53. Well, we'll give it to one of these guys because they don't have any accuracy to speak of right yet anyway. Yeah, we'll give this to them. That's great. Artillery already has one of these, so we'll set this aside for now. Alright, Tompions. Who has the poorest accuracy right now of the units? Ouch. Their accuracy is dog crap. Morale and melee, morale and melee. Okay, well. Excellent. That should work out nicely. Stamina and morale. Yeah, these guys need a little bit extra morale. That should work alright. That ain't too bad. Okay. Also, I forgot to mention, I did customize our commanding officers a little bit. Now, I actually switched von Zieten from this commander with impetuous, eager, prudent, and steady. Instead, I moved him over to cavalier, bloodthirsty, and tactical. So this is von Zieten. This is von Lewald. Johann von Lewald. Excellent commander. There we go. And that fits very well. He's going to become our grenadier commander. We still have von Dieskau. And now we have von Schwerin. Kurt Christoph Graf von Schwerin. Excuse my English wanting to creep in once more. But he has efficient for reload speed, which is excellent, and defensive combat bonuses from elevation and cover effectiveness. And he will be an infantry commander. We also have Moritz von Anhalt-Dessau, which we started with, but then technically we changed him to von Dieskau because he was getting artillery traits. So we still have him. Now he has brave and prepared, which will help with reload speed, ammo consumption, and morale damage received. So that's good. In fact, speaking of that, I may want to put him in command of the recruits over here for now. I like the count a little bit better, but the ammo consumption is a problem right now, and their morale damage received is something that they need immensely. So we're going to do that. Let's see what kind of traits we get here, though. Cover effectiveness, morale damage received, and we're going to re-roll that. Melee damage. We'll do melee damage. I really like timely, man. That's one of my favorite ones. All right, fierce. Excellent. Von Zieten. What do we got for our cavalry commander? Ugh, gross. Yuck. Okay, try again. Stubborn. That sounds like him. Yes, I like that a lot. Yes, where he's stubborn. Okay. Charge plus 10%. Cover effectiveness minus 5%. Don't really care about cover for the cavalry so much, so stubborn it is. All right. Looking pretty good so far. Still lower on the food situation. The question is, can we reach this army and get replenishment and be replenished in time for the headquarters army? I believe that we can. I really believe we can. That's going to take 29 a day. Oh, boy. Okay. 3 days. So that gives us like 9 days to get over there before we run out of food. That's not great. Let's see how quickly we moved on regular march. If we can get away. We may be able to get away with regular march for most of this. Oh boy, they're starting to pick up speed. Force march it. Come on. Come on. Come on, boys. Push hard, boys. Push hard, boys. We're going to get it, boys. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Okay, this is extremely dangerous, though, because now we have to defeat them and the headquarters army and get what replenishment we have. And our cuirassiers still did not replenish all the way. That's rough. Okay. Well, they have 4 batteries of artillery. Kurbayern Musketeers, Bavarian Veteran Musketeers, Bavarian Musketeers, Württemberger Feldjägers, Württemberger Musketeers, Imperial Recruits, Saxon Tatar Cavalry, and Saxon Recruits. This Saxon Tatar Cavalry, with 800 men for light cavalry, with the speed and stamina and charge values that they have, are extremely dangerous. In my opinion, they're one of the best cavalry in the game at the moment. We've got to keep our cuirassier out of the fight, basically. We've got to utilize our other cavalry and whatnot. Now, the good news is this is an aggressive army, so we may be able to get some good terrain and hold out there against them. You can't do that with the defensive armies as well. They'll punish you for trying to take up good terrain and hold defensively unless you outgun them with artillery effect, very, shall I say, to a high degree. Balanced armies kind of do a mix. Defensive armies, you want to just attack, and you'll just throw them into disarray. So let's go ahead and do this battle. Battle of Hoya. All right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that was a rough battle. Hawkkirk. All right. what kind of terrain we got. There's a river, but we can't really use it. However, we have plenty, and I mean plenty, of woods. And we will be using the woods. We most definitely will be using the woods. Very much so will we be using the woods. Okay. So let's, I'm going to stack up this flank again, I think, is the play. I should have made these guys into grenadiers. I didn't realize they'd level up that much. Well, that's what you get for not paying enough attention. It's alright. Okay, Cuirassier. 390 dudes. Yikes. Not good. Okay, artillery. We do not have a hill around here that we can easily place behind our lines. It'd be all the way over here. I don't know that that'd be beneficial much, so we are just going to set up right here and just go to town on them. General will be here. Excellent. Deployment. Fantastic. Send the recruits to the hard flank area right here. They're going to be the reserves. Still be better if I put them into columns. Alright, let's see. They're going to wheel around this way. So we need to set ourselves up in here. Alright. Very good. Excellent. And then we will move the cavalry around. Again, the priority is protecting the cuirassier. Really need to protect the cuirassier. We can fire on them for now. Their artillery is already oh, man! You have got to be kidding me. Almost 200 dead already. Yikes. That is extremely bad. I can't even begin to tell you just how bad that is for us at this very moment. Like, that is extremely, extremely bad. Huge problem. We need to get our guys into line as soon as possible, because that artillery is hammering our line. That is not good. Yeah, Burgers. Alright. Definitely a good thing we didn't try to move our cavalry up in the front to take care of the Feldjägers, as much as I like to do that sometimes. This artillery, the way it's firing right now, talk about punishment. Talk about punishment. Let's see, how much of this... Yeah, 10% combat effectiveness is having a huge effect for that modifier we took. That's a big part of why our enemies are so tough. So tough. Alright, it's all good. It's all good. Very interesting. It's like they want our cavalry or something. Alright, they're firing on us. We're going to move up some. I know it's going to bring us out of the woods on this side, but it will give us elevation. And it will get us in firing range of the enemy. Have those recruits move out there. Definitely pressuring our flank right now. That's not great. Okay, no, that doesn't mean I want you to not do the formation I gave you. That's not what I want you to do. Alright. see. Hopefully we won't take massive, massive casualties. Hey, I have an idea. They're kind of a roadblock. Let's just not even deal with that problem. Let's just do such and such. Alright. Very interesting. They're going to definitely pressure that left flank right there. That's kind of rough. Okay, they're going to try to get us in the river here. We got to really be cautious how we handle that cavalry situation. Gonna give them the cold steel. Alright. We are going so hard on this flank, but they're moving hard on that flank, so we're gonna need to wheel back, I think, in order to deal with this threat properly, because it's a big problem at the moment. And yeah, we might take some casualties doing that, but let me adjust them. I forgot we're charging that line right there, so that'll change our strategy here to some degree. I think in the end we'll get better positioning this way, but it's all good. We will figure it out. Don't want to fire on them. I want to fire on the guys in the open at the moment. That's great. We need to figure out the Tatar cavalry. Cuirassiers, I do not want them getting charged. Get the Husarin up there and prepared to attack, because the Tartars are going to come after us quite immediately, I do believe. I'm going to send the Grenadiers over here to get them. I think they're the only ones that are fast enough to do that effectively. Keep wheeling over that flank over here to that side. Alright, several of the line... Oh, crap. I missed the enemy charge. It's alright. We'll get them. Beirut Dragoons are hurt a little bit more for it. That's not great, but it's alright. They can hold their own in a fight fairly effectively. Alright, get over there. Cuirassiers, that's really bad. I do not want you getting shot to death. Get the frick out of there. Get out of there ASAP. And by ASAP, I mean like literally right now. Like stop. Stop what you're doing. Excellent. Hit the field artillery. That's great. Excellent. Alright. Gonna bring our cavalry back over here. Pressure their flank, relieving our own flank. That's having difficulty at the moment. Alright guys, I need you to line up right here. That'd be great, thanks. Alright, they don't have any more cavalry to try to stop us hitting their guns or moving around behind their lines, which is excellent. Those veteran musketeers might try to charge us, though. We need our cavalry over here ASAP. On the double quick. I don't like them being so tired, but I don't really have a lot of options at the moment. Fusiliers, head back after the recruits. They're coming back. They're going to try to shoot us. We do not need more of that crap. Ouch. Manteuffel is taking a brunt of the enemy capabilities. It's not great. It's alright. We'll get him. Cantonist recruits, show your ability. The time has come. The time has come to charge the enemy. Excellent. Ah, Württemberger musketeers are charging the recruits. Come on, Grenadiers, get there first. Excellent, we intercepted them. That's awesome. Alright, Fusiliers, you can return now. We're going to charge their rear line with the cavalry. Excellent. Ouch, we are getting canistered in the rear with the recruits. That's not great. We're going to make all of the recruits into melee at the moment. Excellent. The cavalry is getting ready to return, so we're going to prepare our own cavalry. Awesome. Fantastic. Going to get the Grenadiers in on that action as well. Excellent. All right, we got to reform the line here now. We're going to move our units that are wounded or partially spent again now to the rear. Excellent. The Fusiliers can be up here a little bit closer. As with these Musketeers, General can be over here now. Okay, recruits. No, I did not say to fire on them. I said to maneuver over here. Thank you. Yes. I know you're eager. I know things feel good right now. You're doing great. You're kind of on a high at the moment because we're winning the battle. No, I need you to follow my orders. My orders are there for a reason, and I intend for them to be followed. If we wish to have victory, we will follow orders. We're about to intercept the enemy cavalry because they're going to try to hit our infantry in the rear, where they are vulnerable. Not happening. Not today, pal. Not today, not ever. Nope. Alright, move the cavalry back. Let them rest. We don't need them taking undue casualties. We absolutely do not. Okay, they're already over here. I'm not going to make them move back there yet. And they're going to all be in reserve right now. Artillery can fire away. That's fine with me. Alright, boys. Move up. Get in position. Do so quickly, if at all possible. That would be most desirable. And let's not be in melee. Let's not do that. Alright, let's set up here and somewhat encircle and surround these guys. And we're going to move the general up just to be sure if they take a volley, they're not just going to rout. That would be suboptimal. This is not going to go well for them. They are about to hit the recruits. Oh, man, that was a morale-busting attack, shall we say. Excellent. And this is over. They take one or two more volleys, and yep, they're done. Excellent. That went well. One thing I've liked so far with the changes to the AI personalities with armies and our Prussian army is how fluid and aggressive our playstyle has been thus far in order to deal with these threats. It's a totally different way of playing the game. It's excellent. Very, very pleased with this. Awesome. Okay, we lost 2,000 men. Yeah, we have to do conscript or we're going to be out of reservists very quickly. We kept their artillery down. Pretty much only one got above 100 kills. 260 or 246, I believe, for the Chevalier. The Tatar cavalry. I'm thinking of the previous battle. Maybe 245. 312 for the Feldjägers. That was really bad. Württemberger Musketeers got 320. Okay, never mind. This artillery piece got 139. So I rescind what I said previously. 151, 142, 184. All right, that's not too bad. That really is not that bad, considering everything. So, conscript and choose a doctrine. All right. And we are most definitely doing loading drills. Fits the Prussian army. Frederick wanted his guys to fire faster than any other army in the world, and basically he achieved that on the whole. All right. That will be excellent for us. We're not going to have a whole lot of time to replenish our casualties before the headquarters army is upon us. We are going to take a look at our units and make sure, yes, for example, that we can rank them up. They're proper hussars now. Now, some of them, now that they're got their proper unit type, like hussars, the hussar in here, I'm going to change their customization again because they're going to need it. Alright, excellent. Man, Husarin looks so great, don't they? They really got it going on there. That's fantastic. Can y'all be converged? Yes, we can convert, or we can make them into proper grenadiers. I like the idea of us having some fusiliers, though, instead of everything being lifeguards. So that's okay with me. We're going to keep them as fusiliers. Very, very good. Alright, these guys are most definitely going to be Freikorps Grenadiers. They fit the bill. They've been rushing the enemy just immensely. It's quite great. Okay. Recruits, on the other hand, so let us see. We have our whole unit of cavalry already. We don't need any more cavalry. I'm contented with what we have, especially as we're promoting them. We have 4 musketeers and a fusilier, so we need only 3 more line infantry, and we need 3 more grenadiers and 3 more artillery. So, alright, let's see. Who's going to work to become grenadiers? I think we're going to make these guys grenadiers eventually. Very interesting. So they're not able to be promoted much yet anyway. Oop, let's not do that. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're not able to do anything else with that yet. But what we can do is give our troops a little more armor. So let's look at speed. They're looking really rough on speed right now. I do like that. That should help. Gunner's implements, extremely important right now. Replenishment. Let's see. We can give that to them. Musketeers. Looks great. Awesome. Who needs to move faster? These guys do. That's who. And these guys can as well. That's okay with me. Give that to them. And who needs armor the most? Probably these guys. Alright. Looks good. Now we wait for the inevitable clash with the headquarters army. And hopefully our lack of replenishment will not come back to bite us. We only have 163 in food. Potentially if we could reach one of these areas here, but I don't think we will. They're close enough, I don't think we will. I think drilling might be the way. We may only get 1 or 2 days of it, but let's try it. Just so that we get better replenishment. Alright. Here we are. Let me take a look-see again, just make sure we did just get some experience. They're at 4, so we could potentially upgrade them. They're not ready yet. These two don't have upgrades, and they're at 2. So let's see. You're at 4. So let us... We're not going to do artillery yet because we don't have any guns to give them. We don't need cavalry. I might do one more Fusilier unit. That could be interesting. Let's see, though. 1,400, 1,400, 15 and 30, 20 and 30. It's a little rough. Especially because I think we want these guys to be grenadiers. We're going to do musketeers for now. That's a-okay. Totally okay. Totally fine. Okay. We could do a new brigade. That might help us. Because then we could include von Schwerin. Von Schwerin. Okay. Yes. Alright. Excellent. I mean, at 210 these guys are useless, so we can't do that just yet. But what we can do is this reload speed here and cover effectiveness and all of that. We can actually move our primary musketeers over here. The artillery can be here. Grenadiers here. Let's see, this does range 10, combat effectiveness, reload speed. Okay, so that's pretty good for reload speed also. So what we'll do, 4837, that's okay. We'll do that. That looks good. That way we'll get the benefit of these skills here with them for now. And he will command the grenadiers. That will also allow us to level and promote all of our commanding officers. Looks good. For next time, I have a little bit more customization to do. We are going to customize the grenadiers and the converged fusiliers. Be sure that they've got their right colors still. We will name and customize these musketeers here, and then we will work on the Husaren and make sure that they're accurate. Otherwise, I'm going to call it here, guys. We are going to deal with this headquarters battle in the next episode. Thank you all for joining me. This has been an exhilarating episode and very, very, very fun with the Prussian army and being so aggressive. Again, thank you all for joining me. God bless.